Why is learning the G major scale in open position so important? Why does it unlock so much for us? I'll tell you why. Hello, my name is Ray Gehring, guitar teacher here in Brooklyn, New York. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. This video is about the open position G major scale and why it's really important to perhaps do this one first, because it's the first scale that's really going to marry. It's going to couple rhythm and melody. It's going to give you solo ideas, and it's a great way to create melodies, to create movement between chords that you're playing, and all of the notes come from the chords that you already know. If you think about all the chords we learn as beginning players, or just for a lot of songs, we have G, A minor, C major, D major, and E minor. Because of those 4-5 primary chords we know already, we can immediately apply the scale and the major pentatonic as well. So let's quickly go over the G major scale. It all starts here on the G. Next note is your open A. Next note is your B. Next note is your C. Next note is your open D. Next note is the E. Next note is the F sharp. Next note is the open G. Now we've gone one octave. Continue on from there. Open G, A, open B, C, D, open E, F sharp, and now we're completing at G. G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G. What we can do is start putting chords in there. If I'm just playing the scale, all I did was climb from the G to the C. G, A, B. Alright, then I played a C major chord. Let's try C, D, E, open D, to a D chord. You see how these are fitting in right away? No problem at all. G, A, B, C, C, B, A minor, A, B, C major, C, D, D, E. All right, you kind of see how these are in the chords you know. All we have to do now is experiment with them, listen to them, find our own patterns that work. Let me give you one that's really easy right away. It's the G major pentatonic, which is also the same as the E minor pentatonic. But here, I'll give you the G major first. The notes of the scale, and I'll put them here, are 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. You'll see which notes correspond to the numbers. But again, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. First, just get your fingerings down, and then apply the note names afterwards. You're probably familiar with these anyway, so it's not that big of a stretch. But we have G, A, B, D, E. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Then open G, 1, 2, open B, 3, D is 5, E, 6, G back to 1. Now this G major pentatonic will work over any of these chords, not so much the D, because D is the thing that wants to take you back to G. So you don't want to give it away before you get there. It's like giving away the ending mid-story. Now there I'm just doing hammer-ons and pull-offs. I'm not thinking about anything in general. I'm just trying to get a feel for it, come up with some ideas. So this is where melody and rhythm meet. That's why this scale is so important. Because is it really a scale, or is it just the recipe for melody and solo ideas, for voice leading? That's all it's there for. Now, the major pentatonic is used so often in pop music. The major pentatonic, the 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, is really important because they're perfect notes. They work really well. They have no tension, but they work beautifully. I'm just going to give you the G major pentatonic. Hope that's not too loud. Sorry, I did throw the C in there. That's not in the major pentatonic, but it's a great exercise for me just to keep those hammer-ons and pull-offs going. All right, I think you get the idea there. The major pentatonic, the simple 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, it sort of gives you that gateway into the full scale, but it gives you the nice notes, the butter notes, the ones that really work, the ones that are fail-safe. So then you can begin, and you just need 2 more notes for the major scale. That's it. Now let's just play the scale right over this. Oops, that's supposed to be a minor. That E doesn't work so well over the B, unless you hit it on a chord tone with the A or the C. See? Doesn't it? But I can resolve it. Now here I'm trying to ghost and hammer on notes. Oops, went out of position. I'm just playing the scale. I'm practicing the scale here. That's all that I'm This is what a practice session with a G major scale in open position looks like. Coming up with notes that work for you, melodic passages, so it's where soloing actually starts to make sense. The notes are fairly easy to put together. They're already part of the chords that we're playing, but we immediately hear how they work with this chord progression. Using the major pentatonic, it's a great way to sort of jump in, limit yourself, and then add another note to it if you wanted to. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 1. You can add another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come up with any combination you want to, and that's the fun part. Is sometimes just writing down a random order of numbers, like 1 through 7, because there's 7 notes. Just throw a number around 3, 5, 8, 2 or something, or 3, 5, 7, 2. See what comes up. 3, 5, 7, 2. 3, 5, 7, 2. So you see right away it's literally the map. It's the blueprint. It's how you connect the dots. You see where the notes are played. Experiment with them as much as you can. You can put any of these notes together and not worry about what chord it is. Just say, I know this note is in here. I know this note is in here, and I know this note is in here. What would that sound like? Pretty cool. That's where you get this C major, what do we call this? C major sharp 4, C major 9 sharp 4. Beautiful chord. Just came up with it. I wasn't thinking harmonically or theoretically. Just wanted to put my fingers down. Once I heard that it sounded good to my ear, then I put a name to it so I'd remember it later. Just practicing the scale. I'm not really improvising. I'm just trying to come up, well, I am improvising, but I'm trying to come up with ideas while staying in the scale. And then you don't have to stay within the scale once you know where it is. Now, if I wanted to complete it and make it in E minor, just start with the open E string, open E, F sharp on the 2nd fret, and then G on the 3rd fret. In fact, it's a good way just to start the scale, or start the song. 1, 2, 1, 2. So I lead up from the E. There, it doesn't even sound like an E minor scale because we're not using it in an E minor context. However, if I make an E minor, or E minor 7 if I had my pinky there. Now it sounds like E minor. And then you can go through and practice it as a minor. Remember, E minor pentatonic is the same as G major pentatonic, meaning it's all the same notes. Here we're just starting on the open E, and then back to the G major pentatonic. Same notes, same ideas. You're getting two things in one, but that's the way it is with every major key and minor key. For every major key, there's a minor key that shares the same notes. So this way you don't need to graduate to lead guitar, so to speak. It's baked into what you're doing, and you get the choice of what you think sounds good. Use your ear first. Don't think theoretically. Don't think necessarily chord tones. Just play through the scale with a backing track or with a loop. G, C, D, A minor, E minor, whichever chords you want to emphasize, and play through until your ear hears a combination of notes that work for you and a rhythm that is cool. Again, rhythm meets melody. So yeah, you don't need to learn how to solo. You're using the same group of notes from the same pool, and you get the chance to put it together without really thinking about it. Now, there's other ways of fingering the G major scale. Let's not worry about those for now. In this way of playing it, you get to add it to whatever chords in the key of G major that you're already playing, or songs, or any ideas that you want to come up with, melodies or solo ideas. So it's musical right away, not mechanical, not theoretical, not some academic exercise. Right away, you hear how this works. Even the scale sounds really good. It doesn't really, I mean, yes, it sounds like a scale, but it sounds like it's going somewhere there. It's actually closer to a melody than it actually is just the scale spelled out. Also, it gives us a reason to keep coming back to the guitar. This thing allows us to create some beautiful melodies. And that just, when you're working on a scale, you want something to come out of it. You want it to sound musical, not mechanical. And this takes care of that. So it's a tool for discovery. It's not it's not mechanical. This is about melody. This is about creating and composing as opposed to struggling with putting the notes together and just working on our technique. Hey, thank you so much for staying with me on this video. Let me know what was most helpful. But if you ever get a chance, come back and visit me and let me know if there are any combination of notes that you came up with that created a melody that you thought was stellar. Yeah. Again, you can put any combination of notes or numbers together to create melody. Sometimes it's a good idea just to make random things. So please hit subscribe if you'd like, and you can also support the channel. The links are below, or you can support me on Patreon. Greatly appreciate it, and wish you all the best. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.